Mark wakes up to the sound of urgent news. His mother informs him that the Mauler twins have seized control of a nuclear missile silo in Wyoming. The situation is dire. The Guardians of the Globe attempted to stop them, but were overpowered by a specialized weapon the Maulers had developed. Knowing the danger a nuclear launch could pose, Mark wastes no time. He suits up and takes off at full speed, determined to put an end to their plan. Upon arrival, Mark is immediately met with resistance. One of the Maulers charges at him, delivering a powerful strike that sends him tumbling back. Before he can recover, Oliver, his younger brother, arrives on the battlefield, having caught wind of the crisis. Despite Mark's warnings to stay back, Oliver insists on helping. The Maulers reveal their true intentions. They plan to fire a nuclear missile directly into the sun, an act they claim will allow them to harness untold technological power to reshape the world as they see fit. Mark lunges at one of them, trying to knock the weapon from his hands, but the second Mauler takes advantage of the distraction and launches the missile. Without hesitation, Mark rockets into the sky, determined to intercept it before it reaches orbit. Meanwhile, on the ground, Oliver engages in a brutal battle with the remaining Mauler. With a devastating punch, Oliver shatters his opponent's jaw, causing him to stumble back. But the fight doesn't end there. As the Mauler retaliates, Oliver counters with a vicious strike that punctures through his chest, disemboweling him instantly. The remaining Mauler, seeing his clone's lifeless body, realizes the battle is lost and surrenders. Yet Oliver shows no mercy. Before anyone can intervene, he lands an uppercut so forceful that the Mauler's skull caves in, his jaw dislocating and one of his eyes bursting from the impact. The gruesome scene leaves even immortal, a hardened warrior, in shock. Oliver, unfazed, merely shrugs and insists it was an accident. Above Earth, Mark catches up with the missile. Knowing he has only seconds to act, he tears open the warhead, triggering a nuclear explosion in the upper atmosphere. The blast is immense, sending shockwaves across the sky. Though unharmed, Mark is left disoriented for a moment as the explosion fades. On the ground, two astronauts monitoring the event quickly alert Cecil of Mark's involvement. But their relief is short-lived. What they witness next is far more shocking. When Mark returns, he sees the remains of the Maulers and the horrified expressions on the faces of those around Oliver. Cecil arrives to assess the situation, attempting to console Oliver, but the damage is done. Mark, filled with anger, grabs Cecil by the throat, lifting him effortlessly off the ground. He demands an explanation for why he is talking with Oliver. Cecil, struggling for breath, manages to tell him that Oliver executed the Maulers without hesitation. Mark lets go, turning his attention to Oliver, his frustration growing. Mark orders Oliver to meet him in the sky. Once alone, Mark unleashes his fury, demanding to know why Oliver would resort to such brutality. Oliver, unshaken, argues that killing the Maulers ensures they won't return to threaten anyone ever again. He believes that their actions were justified, that eliminating threats permanently is the only way to truly protect people. Mark, however, refuses to accept that logic. He tells Oliver that killing should never be the first solution, that justice exists for a reason. He reminds him that they are not executioners. Oliver, however, remains unconvinced. He brings up Angstrom Levy and other enemies who have continuously returned despite being defeated. He asks Mark if allowing them to live only guarantees more suffering in the future. Mark struggles with his response. Deep down, a part of him wonders if Oliver has a point. He knows that their father, Nolan, once held a similar belief, that the strong should dominate the weak, that mercy is a weakness. He looks at his brother, seeing traces of their father in his cold rationality. When Oliver finally asks, "Have you ever wondered if father was right?" Mark hesitates before answering quietly. Sometimes, as the sun settles, Mark can't shake the unease creeping into his thoughts. He had always believed himself different from his father, but now, for the first time, he wonders if that distinction is as clear as he once thought. And that's where we'll leave it for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Invincible, Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into your favorite comics. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this chapter and what you're excited to see next. See you in the next video.